Hello and welcome back to What a Player Concussion Sub-Series. It has been forever. I don't even know. I think 2024 is this our first pod or we may have done, but either ways, what better occasion to choose when Sunrisers Hyderabad have beaten CSK left, right, center, black, blue, yellow, green, orange. Orange Army. Aditya, congratulations. Anil Jain, welcome back to the show. This year, I don't know which team you're supporting, but clearly you're here because you like Sunrisers. First, let's start with you. What do you think of Sunrise's performance today, Anil?
I think it was really nice. The main part was given how they bowled the last 5 overs. I think you can see how they varied the pace. Unadkar, he kind of bowled at 100 kilometers per hour. Like I saw a ball where Mitchell had like two attempts to hit the ball, so it was coming that slow. But they bowled in a right line and length, so that kind of saved them another 20 odd runs. No matter how good Jadeja or Darren Mitchell was, but they just couldn't score. So I think that was one position where SRH took control of the match, and then the second one was obviously Abhishek Sharma hitting 37 runs in just 12 balls. So then that kind of brought down the target almost to run a ball score. So those are the two main moments in the match where SRH kind of overpowered CSK. But again, it was a very underwhelming performance from CSK. I thought no matter even if they are short by 20 odd runs, at least they have those bowlers who can try to bowl those slow balls, to have that variation. But nothing happened, and yeah, so that's where they lost the match. But yeah, good performance from SRH. You look at it, the main people who are scoring runs for them is Abhishek Sharma, and then you have Nitish Reddy, who has just played like what 5 or 6 T20. He comes and he finish off the match when you have Klassen on the other end, right? So it's a very positive sign where you have your young Indian batsman who's kind of finishing matches for you, and then you also have Bhuvneshwar who's giving you the performance again and again. And the only missing part is the spinner. They are missing Hasranga clearly because Markande wasn't that useful or wasn't that effective. But overall, yeah, a good performance from SRH and a very underwhelming performance from CSK.
It's a great summary. And Adi, we should bring you in. It was crucial game, especially after the previous game loss, which we should have won. But it was an important game from a SRH momentum in the tournament perspective. First things first, were you happy with the changes in the 11? I know Mayank Agarwal is not well, but Travis Head as an impact sub. Let's start with that.
No, he's not well strategically is what I well. It's like a strategic niggle. All three matches he struggled and he kind of stopped the impetus for SRH in the starting overs, right? Um, yeah, so that was there, but happy with the changes. Nitish is someone who's done well in practice matches, and also he's shown a lot of promise as a hard hitting batsman. I think he bowls pace as well, but it's not required, right? I think we don't need Travis Head as an impact sub. He bowls as well. Like you've seen Maxwell taking wickets in this sort of pitch, he could have pitched in like over or two as well, right? Instead of Shabazz, especially while bowling to Dube, left-hander. If you had Travis Head who's an off spinner, so that's food for thought. But overall, good strategy. They Cummins read the pitch well. He did say this is a different soil pitch, so we want to bat first, right? The pitch got slower as the game went on, and they scored a lot of runs in the power play. That actually helped. If if SRH needed like 20 more runs, it would have been challenging given how the pitch was slowing down. So all in all, good performance. Ideally, would have wanted to finish it in the 16th over or so to get the power, net run rate boost, especially with like 77 runs in the power play and a 166 chase. But it's all fine. Like a win is a win, so no complaints.
Yeah, no complaints. The only complaints fans will have is they didn't have enough of Dhoni this game, but good for Sunrisers. Sorry, Ajay PK. And Adi, probably this is the question for you. What do you think of barter system they had for Mayank Dagar and Shahbaz?
Like like both are fine when they come off, but today Shabazz was like pretty. ordinary with the bat. I think 18 of 19, which included a six. You should not be doing that as number four when chasing a target or in any T20 match. So should have batted Klassen at four. Shouldn't get, trying too cute with like the left-right combination because head got out. They sent Shabazz, but Klassen is such a world-class player, probably in the best form uh, in his life, and probably the best batter in T20 cricket. He's shown that over the past 12 months. So he should just bat at four. I would even like go ahead and say if you have like a long opening partnership, you should send Klassen at three and not Markham at three, especially on flatter pitches. Because today it's fine. Markram played his anchor role and scored the 50. But if it was a flat pitch like the first match versus Mumbai, you would ideally want Klassen at three, not Markram at three. So, yeah, small things, but uh, we're doing well despite like not having Hasaranga. Imagine if we had Hasaranga, you don't need like Makram, and he would be in the middle overs. He could give you wickets, right? Like both the spinners kind of struggled against Dubey today. He was the only CSK batsman who was scoring very quickly. So yeah, let's see. Hasaranga is still a question mark, so we can't do much about it.
That's true. And yeah, Marco Janssen, no place in the 11, unfortunately, at least for this season. I think he should. Anil, thoughts on Chennai Super Kings batting? Is Rachin Ravindra form a concern? Because he played well, he started really well in the first game, but after that, the past two games, he's been struggling a bit. And I think that's impacting Chennai Super Kings because we were talking about in our WhatsApp group with Syed and Modi and Ravi as well. If Chennai's openers don't fire, their middle order is not that strong except for Shivam Dubey. So thoughts on Rachin Ravindra?
I mean, it's not a worrying sign. Obviously, he had two bad games, but I don't see it as a worrying sign. He doesn't look worried when we see him in the field. I think he's a good stroke player, and I think it's been a history where CSK, I mean, they don't start like bang bang like a 10 overs like how Nareen or Abhishek Sharma, those kind of power play over. They probably score 6 over 60 odd runs, and they're happy with it because then you have Dubey comes in who kind of takes away the game from the bowler side for CSK. So I think it was always where these you will have Gaikwad and Ravindra trying to score at a good pace, but not go bang, bang, bang. But again, I don't see Ravindra to have an issue. Maybe another couple of games, and maybe if they want to make changes, then they can do that. But I don't think so. It's a concern right now. With from batting, I think it was an underwhelming performance. You have Rahane scoring almost run a ball. I think this 35 runs from Rahane would make Aditya happy rather than the last 35 runs he scored in a T20 game. He remembers which one it was. Um, so yeah, I mean, even Jadeja was struggling, and so did Daryl Mitchell. And I didn't understand why Dhoni came to bat. I would have thought this guy Samir Rizvi would have come. He batted two balls. Dhoni could have hit a boundary. I think Samir Rizvi would have done that. But again, yeah, small things.
Crowd demands, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
so many
I
people in the
mean,
crowd came to watch him bat, so
I
unka
I
paisa
think
vasool, right?
it was a perfect game for both the teams. So you had CSK winning, no, sorry, SRH winning the game, and CSK they saw Dhoni bat. I think that's what happened in the last game also. So
Yes.
net, everyone is happy as such.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, Ajay is too concerned about Sunrisers fans. Don't worry about it. Tomorrow, Rajasthan Royals game is coming up, so we'll chat about it then. But Adi, where do CSK feel that they have lost the game? I was looking at the scoreboard. The highest
Hmm.
strike rate they have is Shivam Dubey with 187. Outside of that, there were like 120s and 130s. Was pitch a factor, or CSK didn't have enough runs? Where did CSK lose the game outside of the Abhishek Sharma power play attack?
I think the problem was with Rahane and Jadeja. They weren't taking enough risks. I'm not saying that they should, hit every ball, but they were taking a lot of singles when especially there was Moeen and Daryl Mitchell to follow. Like you could have gone harder. Moeen Ali did not bat and he can bat well, right? So those are the small things where they went a bit too conservative. And if CSK had like 180, 185, the match could have been a lot closer, right? Because you could have taken it to the last over. You never know. SRH messed up the last over against KKR. If Klaasen gets out, it's hard, right? So essentially, I think that's where they kind of messed it up. And CSK was also scared in a sense to bowl many spinners in the power play, right? They could have taken that gamble. They kept bowling like three different pacers and they kept going for runs. So 77 after the second over, I would have tried to bowl spin, if that makes sense. Hmm.
Yeah,
So let's see.
100%. Yeah, I think that's where I feel too. And Anil, a couple of points I need you to talk about. One, I don't know if you're listening to Hindi commentary, you should. Ambati Raidu is, I mean, his Hindi is Hyderabadi Hindi, not Shuddha Hindi on the commentary. He's fantastic from insights point of view. And like Adi mentioned, he was talking about the power play. Yes, we should give credit to Abhishek Sharma's attacking play, but they should have opened with Moin or Mahesh Tikshana, typically when they know that they have two left-handers, which is Head and Abhishek. So Anil, what do you think of Ambati Raidu? Firstly, his comments. I'm not talking about RCB comments, generally about his commentary and also CSK opening options.
I think what I mean, Gaikwad is a new captain, so he went with a much more traditional approach. And if you look at how the pitch was behaving, a Cheher and sorry, I think who started it from the other end? Was it this? Mukesh Chaudhary. Uh, so the kind of pitch kind of supported those 135 bowler. If you look at the second ball that Travis had faced, I think Moin Ali dropped a catch, right? And it was seaming away. So, I mean, the first over kind of gave a hint that it could be beneficial to have your paces there. So, I think Gaikwad continued with it. But yeah, I agree with Adi. Maybe an over from here and there with spin should have come into 2 overs at least in the power play. So
And
Ambati
Adi,
Raidu is also right. I agree with his insights. I think he's a keen. Uh, I mean, he has a very good knowledge about how the game goes about it. So yeah,
excellent. And from Sunrise's point of view, Adi, next they are playing Punjab Kings, which seems like a relatively easy option to get 2 points, but they are well placed with 4 points. And Chennai Super Kings are also decently placed at the minute, which is on number three. What do you think? Chennai is playing KKR, which is going to be a tough game, and Sunrisers PBKS. So, what are the outcomes you're expecting on both games?
Not just both games. I'll start with Sunrisers schedule next. So SRH plays Punjab, RCB, Delhi, RCB. So I think that's the best schedule for the next four games. Should at least win three matches, right? If if they're going to qualify and like be title contenders, because you can't get like all of them are at the bottom half of the table, hmm? And all of the teams have like I think these are the only three teams which haven't won an IPL trophy as well. Come to think about it, like from the first season who are playing, right? So DC, PBKS, and of course RCB. So four matches, win at least three of them. Obviously, ideally, you'd want to win all four, but if you win three of them, then you are at like 5-4, right? Or 5-3, sorry, 5-3. That sets you up really well for the back half of the tournament. You can easily qualify and also if everything goes well, try to get a top two finish as well. So it's critical for SRS to win at least three matches of the next four, not just focusing on the one match. And CSK, I think, is fine. If you see the other two strong teams apart from CSK have been RR and KKR. They haven't lost a match yet. Both look very good combinations. So it would be really hard for both of them to not qualify. So I think there are two more spots left. So uh, it's a tough match for CSK, but I think CSK they're like fine, like they know what mistakes they've made, um, and then they've got the match against MI, right? So uh, it's a tougher schedule for them. Generally, CSK MI like MI kind of you know rises up or does well, but yeah. CSK has a tougher draw, but I think they're still fine. They need to get their combinations right. They need to go at it much faster, if that makes sense. They don't need to play so slowly. Like need more fearlessness or courage. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Ajay PK is intently listening to every single word you say, Adi. So he's a very, very
Yeah.
intent listener, which is good. So
Too
Anil
bad.
Jain,
Too
what
bad.
do you make out of
No,
this table?
good.
KKR's, sorry.
I'll say one comment to Ajay. It's good RCB won WPL because probably CSK, SRH, and KKR, much of the other title winning teams are not playing WPL. Kudos to them for figuring out the magic in WPL. Hopefully, they repeat it sometime soon in IPL.
That's great wishes coming through for Ajay PK for the IPL. So Anil Jain, what do you make out of this table? KKR sitting pretty. I feel they outright are pretty strong team so far, bowling and batting. Rajasthan Royals are decently last year finalists. Chennai Super Kings last year winners, and Lucknow Super Giants. I think they are the odd team out in the top four according to me. But what do you make out of the table so far?
I mean, it's pretty. I mean, the first half is clear. So is the second half of the table. Like, if you look at it from Punjab Kings to Mumbai Indians, they all have done things extremely bad or just done half good. And what the other teams on top of the table, they have done extremely well. Like I think Adi mentioned at the top of our podcast, where he would have liked to the match to get over 2 hours earlier, because if you look at the run rate, CSK still has a higher positive run rate than Sunrisers, right? So it's very important. uh, so yeah, I mean, I see Kolkata and Rajasthan doing well. I don't see any gray area or any trouble area there. With Lucknow Super Giants, they have those two wins because of one guy, Mayank Yadav, and we don't know how his fitness gonna play out in the next 11 matches, right? So Lucknow Super Giants also need to have their other players also to fire. Um, then you have CSK again going to figure out their mistakes. So, like Adi pointed out, Sunrisers may have just one spot there and should try to win the next three matches and sits at a comfortable position. Yeah.
Excellent stuff. And tomorrow's game, if we can spend some time previewing tomorrow's game, Rajasthan Royals versus RCB. It's high time. I think RCB is getting to a stage that they have to put points on board, whereas Rajasthan Royals batting seems to be on prime form. Who will you pick, Adi, before you drop?
You're on
You're
mute.
No, no,
Delhi
yep.
or
I
RCB?
think I think RR are generally pretty tough to beat at home. Uh, Unless RCB chase. If RR is chasing, I would back them. Riyan Parag is in good form. And for RR, you still haven't had Jaiswal and Butler fire. They've been doing so well without their top two batters doing really well. So I'd pick RR.
Mm.
Okay. And Anil Jain?
Yeah, same here. I think they are doing well. Jeswa was also in a top form during the England series, so I don't see any issues there. Samsung, he had a good game, first game. I think he plays one good game in every four matches. So maybe tomorrow he may not fire. So maybe the next game. But I think Jaiswal, Parag, and Hitmaya, so they're doing well. So Ara is gonna be having a advantage, but you never know in these T20 format. Uh, yeah.
Okay, excellent. That's good stuff. So it's been a while getting on the pod. It was good to catch up back, especially on the Sunrisers win. Hoping that weekend, if the venue schedules permit, we will do a couple of more. Tomorrow is a single game, but Sunday is a double header. Adi, thanks for hopping on. Enjoy the rest of the day. And Anil Jain, thank you very much for the support on Sunrisers. See you next time. And folks who have engaged, thank you. Talk to you guys later. Ciao.
Thank you.